The killing of Samuel Paty has again raised questions in France regarding the extent and the limits of free speech and freedom of religion. It's a debate that's been taking place for years, but radical Islamist terrorism and controversies over Islamic face coverings continue to fuel the discussion. Muhammad S.A.W is a Dutch imam and a proponent of the so-called European style of Islam. In 2008, he founded a liberal mosque in Amsterdam that practiced exclusively in Dutch and allowed men and women to pray together. Well, the theologist joins me now from Brussels. Thank you very much for your time. From your perspective, and you're uniquely placed to do this, what are the different tensions of pulling together some of the practices of this religion and the more radical components of it and practicing it in Europe?
Well, you know, the thing is, a very good morning, first of all. The thing is that Islam has been part of Europe and European history for more than 1,300 years. So it's nothing new. At the same time, the way it has been implemented, it's been different. So in the local languages, therefore, is very important. For us, for me as a Dutch citizen, it is very important that I can practice my religion in a way that I want to practice it, and that I can listen to preachers, that I can go to Muslim education, and that's a necessity. But the problem is, and we have been discussing this for more than 20 years, that we are living in exclusive or societies that exclude each other, and that's giving us our issues.
So where do you find the compromise?
The compromise is you have to invest in including each other and in understanding each other in a society where we are willing, because the mistake that is being done now, you see an individual act, and it's directly linked to an ideology. It's directly linked to a community. And that's the biggest mistake. We have to include. We are, as Muslims, as much affected by such actions and deeds as any other citizen in this country or in Europe. So therefore, we are on the same page. We should be on the same page. We should include each other instead of excluding, and always looking at the Islam as a strange religion, as a new religion, as an extreme religion, as whatever you want to call it, as some strange, ugly animal that we can't deal with. Islam has been part of European history for more than 1,300 years. It's part of society. It's been Muslims are European citizens. They speak the language, and they have the right to be here as anybody else. But they have to invest together with other parts of society, whether it's civil society, whether it's government, local and national, in order to make it more a part of any kind of society.
And we know particularly in France, this has been a real issue of debate, particularly over the last few days. Do you think European countries could better focus on, and what do you think the value in this would be, of European countries better training and licensing imams in Europe?
Absolutely. The problem is, who will train these imams? As soon as you talk about this training done by government, then society is not going to accept it. The Muslim community is not going to accept it. When you say it's going to be trained by the Muslim community, the society or the other parts and the government does not accept it. So we have to find a way where we can find each other and talk as partners instead of, a victim or somebody who's accused. So yes, we have to have a Muslim. I don't call it a European Islam. I call it European Muslim. We have to have more implementation of Islam in Europe, and call it in the European way, with the European languages. And yes, one of the most important parts we should invest in is the Muslim leaders. We have to create new Muslim leaders in Europe that will lead the way to a better presentation or a better position of Islam in Europe. And yes, for that we have to be partners. What happened now in France, sadly enough, has been before that. I think a week before, Mr. Macron was talking about Islam going through rough times. I think that's already that exclusive message, or that excluding message. It's Muslims that go through a tough time. That's correct, and that causes a lot of issues. And when Macron talks to his society in this way, it is as he excludes the Muslim, and as he does not talk to them as a full part of society, and that's been like this for quite some years now.
Thank you for your perspective, Muhammad S.A.W, theologist. Appreciate your time.